muted.
I'm unmuted. Hi. Right. Just watch. Ah, perfect. I can speak now. Can you hear me, Lou? Are we live?
Yes, I can hear you, honey, and we're live. I had to go live in order to unmute you, so I've popped you
I,
straight on.
I thought that's what it's going to be. So should we just give it a minute or so to let everybody log in on? How is it looking?
Yeah, perfect. Numbers are going up. We've got lots of people logging in this evening.
Ah, fantastic. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this for us, Lou. And I'm so pleased that I actually got to speak. So I must apologise to everybody because Stuart, who organises all my technical, spilled a coffee over his Mac today. So it's been like horrendous trying to do anything without, obviously, the computer. So a huge thanks for you doing this tonight, Louise. I've got my pen and paper at the ready, purely because when I watched you deliver this training at the Power Team Day, I knew that it would just benefit so many people in the team that when they're looking to expand their who do you know list, and obviously with your experience of being a small business owner previous, you knew how you'd be able to tap into those networks and how professional and effective your approach to recruiting is. So we are very lucky, everybody, to have Louise speaking for us tonight, a Sapphire manager, GLT member, the UK leadership team, chairman's bonus qualified, but with a wealth of experience in only a few short years with Forever. So not only has Louise had the beautiful cars, the homes, but most importantly, she's managing to educate her 3 children, all privately. I don't want to spoil any of Louise's story because I know she's going to talk through that tonight. So I'm very, very grateful to have this, and I have got my pen and paper at the ready. And also Louise is very highly thought of within Forever, and this year been a personal guest to Arizona and spent time with Rex and the VPs. So a hugely driven, determined business lady. So a huge warm welcome, although she's hosting it herself, to Louise Hancock. Thanks, Lou.
Oh, thank you. And what a lovely introduction. That's really lovely. Let me just mute you my end, Beck, in case you can't do it, because we'll get interruption. There we go. Right, everybody, I'm going to stick my webcam on. Excuse the state of me. Oh gosh, I'm in my Sunday mode. Just had all the family round for roast dinner, so just kind of cosy, sat at home. And it really is my honour to be on the webinar this evening, because how I've built my business, it isn't a secret, and I do like to kind of tell everybody, and hopefully I can help you really find something that you can focus on to help you grow your businesses. Because sometimes it's nice to hear, you know, how someone else has done it, and you can take points from it as well. So as Beck said, my name's Louise Hancock. Some of you might know me as Louise Mackenzie because I got married in August this year. So I'm going to take you right back to where my journey started and just tell you my quick story, because this evening I've got some slides and I want to do a little training slot for you. So it was April 2013. And I had a little log cabin salon in my back garden. At the time, my youngest was just 6 months old. So I had a 6-month-old, a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. And I would work in my back garden doing hairdressing purely just for ease instead of rushing here, there and everywhere. But obviously it was still a rush, you know, dropping baby off at grandma's, Bailey off at childminders and kind of juggling it all. So it was one day when one of my regular hair clients walked down the garden path, and it just struck me how good she looked. She had lots of energy. Seeing your hair clients every 6 weeks, I could notice a difference in her. So I straight away was curious, and in her handbag she went, and she was pulling out these pills and drinking gels and shakes and everything, and she was doing the clean 9. So naturally I became interested because I was very slim, but I was unhealthily slim. I was in quite a bad way in myself. I was the smallest I'd ever been after my 3rd child, and it's because the truth was I had a choice whether I earned money or whether I had a lunch break at work. And that is quite often the reality for a lot of self-employed people. You know, do I turn down this appointment? and schedule in a 45-minute break to eat, or do I just keep on going on cold coffee? So that's where I was in my life. Baby wasn't sleeping, all those sorts of things that you're kind of juggling. You go into work, I didn't wear any makeup, I had my hair tied up, and that was my life. So naturally, I was interested in the products to try them for myself. And then I started thinking I could recommend this. If I feel how I feel, I'm pretty sure I know a few mums at baby group or a few friends that I could talk about the products if they're going to work for me. So I started using the products. Absolutely loved them. Really got addicted to the drinking gel. Every time someone had a cough, a sneeze, or anything like that, I would always say, I've got a product for that. So I started becoming this mad aloe lady. A few family banned me from talking about it in their house. And it's just natural. You can't help it when you're so excited and you want to tell everyone all about it. So once I got my head around the business side of things, because when I started, I just seen it as a very normal wholesale to retail profit margin business. I didn't know it was network marketing. I didn't know there was an opportunity to do any more with it. But what I did see is I got added to Facebook pages. And I've seen a lot of people achieving huge success with Forever. And I just remember sitting there thinking, oh my God, these people are amazing. They're buying cars and they're quitting their jobs. How amazing is that for them? And I never truly thought that it would be something that I could do. I've done hairdressing my whole life, so I didn't have the skills, certainly didn't have the time. So it was something I kept brushing under the carpet. But I couldn't deny how good the products were. I was giving people pup trials and then they were ordering from them. And it just kind of spiraled with the retail through effort and energy from following weekly training and applying everything I was being taught. So I became addicted. I became addicted to listening to training, listening to YouTubes. And then I started thinking, maybe I could, instead of just talking about products, maybe I could talk about the business as if it was a product. So instead of getting caught up in I don't understand the marketing plan, I don't understand this, I just thought, why don't I sell the business to somebody just like I would sell them a propolis cream or an aloe lips? So instead of talking about the benefits of propolis to someone, I would talk about the benefits of them running a business. So this started spiraling things with team building because I would talk to people that I knew needed a couple of extra £100. I would talk to people that I knew would like me. And I listened to all the training and I did my huge list and I started doing it. But again, just simplifying it and thinking, right, this business owner box I can, bring people into the business with, I'm going to see it as another product. And then I'm going to create a team, plug them into the training that's already there, and then just be on hand to support these people because I haven't got time to grow a business. So I think I was in denial a lot of the time, in denial that I was really a business builder. I'm just selling the opportunity. And I think that helped me with my mindset. That really reassured me I could do this. I could do this around the children. I was passionate, I was positive, and I could sell the business owner box to someone just as easily as I could sell an aloe lips to them. And I think mindset and what you tell yourself is a huge part of your success story. So with that in mind, off I went and started selling the business opportunity to people, telling them why they needed to do this business, what it was going to do for them, what they could achieve for their family and their income and their bank account, how they could personally develop themselves just like I had. And it started snowballing again. So I loved it. I was super, super excited. And obviously that led on to everything that we've got today. So I'm no longer a salon owner, a log cabin in my back garden owner. I do Forever full-time, which really isn't full-time hours. My partner is no longer a senior quantity surveyor. He quit his job after 10 years and everyone thought he'd lost the plot. Everyone thought he was mad. But that's because I took him along to a business presentation and I made him come along to a success day because I said, look, you only live once and you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And the one thing you cannot get back is time. Like, we're doing this and we don't need a backup plan. If we're doing this, we're doing it now and we're doing it properly. So obviously, putting our heads in gear, and we had a marker, when we hit a financial point in our forever business, that's when we didn't necessarily want to earn double income, having his job, my salon, and forever. We sacrificed that double income for time, and then all we had was forever and an extra time. And then obviously the forever very quickly doubled and tripled and quadrupled past that. But that was our mindset at the time, to just have that time back into our family life and not be so hectic. Um, so what I'm going to share with you tonight is my thought process in approaching small business owners. Now, what frustrates me a lot when I think about it is, why did nobody approach me? And then actually, when I thought about it, I thought, no, maybe people did, but they just didn't do it in the right way. Maybe because as a business, you get loads of emails, loads of spammy emails. People want to send you links of this, that, and the other. Back when I started Forever, and even now, there was FM Cosmetics. There was all of these other kind of network marketing things. So nothing was personalized to me. I never really could see what was in it, and I never ever looked into it further. So I thought, how can I change that? There must be so many small business owners like me that are working themselves to the bone, and as a small business owner, you're very proud of what you've built. I built a hairdressing business from the ground. It was me and my hands, and that made my business, and that's a very, very special thing. So I do remember being approached once, and I blocked it out of my mind. I can remember I received an email, and it was from somebody explaining the benefits of why you want to do team marketing. I didn't know what that was at the time, and it was going on about if you broke an arm you wouldn't get paid, if something happened to you wouldn't get paid, and actually it really peed me off. I thought, how dare somebody kind of belittle my business that I've built up from the ground and I'm extremely proud of. And so that struck a chord with me, when I thought there must be a way to connect with these small business owners in such a way that you can complement their business, and you can look at helping them increase what they're doing until we all know it. We know if we break our arm, we don't get paid. We know if we go on holiday, we don't get paid, but we don't need to be told that by a stranger over email. So that's when I thought, right, this is going to be my challenge. I'm going to talk to these clearly hardworking, motivated, they're already in the kind of like, you've got to do the work before you get paid mindset anyway. So I thought these are really good people to start building a business on. So naturally, I went down my who do you know list and thought, right, who do I know that's a small business owner? And then I thought, how can I find more people? I also thought, I can build my business of an evening. And that's when I've got most of my time. By the time the children have settled, my youngest was an absolute pain to put to bed. Even listening to online training was a challenge for me. I would literally have my headphones in, my phone in my back pocket, a baby like this. But I still listened, and I still wanted to take note. And then by the time he settled, it would be getting to like 9, half 9. So I was becoming frustrated, thinking, I can't send messages after half 9. So then this is when I've put this together. So what I want to do is share my screen with you now, so you can see some slides I've put together, because it will help me explain it. Okay, let me shrink my webcam. I hate looking at myself when I'm talking. I just keep sorting my hair out otherwise. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen now. If you can't see my screen and you're on a mobile phone, swipe left or right and you'll be able to see it. So this was me. So on this worry screen, I was that person that had 1,000,001 things to do, and I was juggling it all. But I wanted to grow my business out of hours. And I thought, I can't message people. I don't think it's acceptable to send people messages after 9:30 at night unless you're in the flow and you're chatting to them in conversation. So I thought, this is the time when I could be emailing, because emailing doesn't seem to be so time sensitive. Someone can get an email that's kind of been through air for hours overnight and it drops into their inbox. So this is very much the activity that I did do, and I still do now. So between half 9, 10 o'clock, for 2 or 3 hours. I would do this activity, and then if I woke up for the children, which is hit and miss, this would be the activity I would do. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh God, like I can't stay up that late doing it. And I was exactly the same when I started Forever. It used to get to 9:30 at night. And I can remember looking at Steve and saying, should we go to bed? Can we watch TV in bed? Because I was so tired. And then when I started Forever, once I started this activity, I realised that I wasn't actually tired before. I was bored. And boredom was making me tired. I wasn't excited about anything. I had nothing to do. There was rubbish on telly, which made me tired because I'd just be sat staring at it. So although I thought I didn't have time, actually when I started doing this activity, it was this activity that excited me. And Steve would turn around to me at like 11 o'clock and say, "Babe, shall we go to bed in a bit?" I'd be like, yeah, in a bit, in a bit. And then he'd go upstairs, I didn't even notice. He'd come back down at 1 in the morning going, "Love, it's 1 in the morning." And I'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't realise the time. So actually think about, could you have time if you were doing something you were really excited about? So what I'm going to talk you through isn't just about the results that you get from it, it's about what it does for your mindset and what it does for you feeling like you're proactive in your business. It also builds your confidence massively because when you're talking to total strangers, you really play your A game. You kind of step into this whole actress model role thing, and you can be whoever you want to be. Nobody knows that you've just started Forever, or nobody knows that you're, a hairdresser really and you're trying to fluke being a business builder. Nobody knows, and that's what I found really, really exciting. And then when I was doing the rest of my activity, which is everything we coach in weekly training, I found I was approaching it more professionally, and I was approaching it with real confidence because of building my skills in these kind of out of hours activities. So if you're there thinking there's not enough hours in the day, I don't know what to do your main activity, your 5 warm contacts a day, watching your training, talking to people about the products, talking to people about the business, and then when the house is quiet, that's when you can get to work on some other activity. And like I always say to people, success is made when you're sat at home on your own, and this is that kind of helps you with that self-motivation as well. So if you can picture me now, I'd probably been in the business about 3 months, and I kept, again, like I was saying, thinking, why did no one approach me? Or why didn't they approach me properly? Think of all these small business owners. Oh my God, think of everywhere in the country. And now, even more reason to do this globally is all the case credits go towards your manager promotion as well, no matter where in the world they come from. So what I did is I printed, I'm very visual, I can't do anything online, so my printer was going 10 to the dozen. The amount of money I spent on ink, and bear in mind it was money we didn't have, because I needed to print it out and needed to see it. So I printed out a map of the country, and it was this exact map. And I think it was because of the colours and it broke it down into the counties. I really liked it. And I would drop a pin on that map, and that's where I would work for that week or that month, and I would concentrate on that area. So say, for instance, this green bit towards the top here, that's Carlisle. So I would think, right, who can I think of, small business owners that have customer bases, something that they can straight away think, I already know people I could pitch these products to. And then I thought, obviously hairdressers, because that was my background, but actually let's think about it. What other small business owners do you have to fill out a record card or give your details when you go? And then I thought, well, we've got dog groomers. We've obviously got hairdressers, beauticians, but even like boutique-y type shops. Whenever you go into a small shop, they'll always say, can I take your email address? Would you like to join up to our mailing list? You've got yoga teachers, reflexologists, Reiki teachers. The list goes on, alternative therapies, mindset coaches, life coaches, whatever people name themselves. There are so many people and job roles where people have a captive audience. So I would think of, right, who am I working with this evening or this month in Carlisle? I would then go onto yale.com and I print out all, I don't know, Reiki teachers, reflexologists in Carlisle. And I'd click the print button. Out would come all these pages and pages and pages of these teachers, all these hairdressers, all these beauticians. And remember, this isn't taking up my time in the day when I could be doing my core activities. This is my additional activities to really bump up what I'm doing. So then I would go through these lists with my highlighters. So I'm sat on the floor with all these pieces of paper, all my highlighters, and I was excited. And I can remember Steve said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, you know that aloe business? Well, if I get the products into other people, the company are going to pay me a percentage of what they're turning over." And I was really excited. And I can remember him, he just went, "Right, okay." And then he got his Xbox back out and started playing on his Xbox again because I'd banned him from it. So he could see that I was quite happy doing my thing, let him do his thing, and I would take over the lounge. He actually put a photo of me on Facebook when I'd not long started my business. And I literally had my laptop, my phone, and an iPad, which I'd stolen off one of the children, because I had tabs open there. I was looking on their Facebook business pages on that. I was making notes in my phone. And I'd get my highlighters and I'd mark which of them had a website, which of them had an email address, which of them had a Facebook business page, what was the name of the owner that owned the business. And you can find all this out from their website. Normally it's got all the links to it. So I'd make little notes. So what I was doing there is profiling that business. I would then sort the pile out. And my first people would be the people with the Facebook pages and the websites. And the reason I put those first is because they're the ones that are right now proactively trying to increase their business. They're working hard on advertising. They're offering discounts on their Facebook pages and whatnot. So these are the people that are trying to increase their income. They're clearly not happy with what they're already taking and they're trying to take on more. And then obviously the pile would go down with just your bog standard ones that have got no email, no website, no Facebook page. All they've got is a phone number. So they would be there. And then I go through and I email these businesses. So this is an example email that you can see on your screen, and this is an exact email that I send. And it's to Katie, and I've put this as business opportunity. You can call it what you want. Maybe it's, you could put hello, you could put introduction to expand your business. Put what reflects you, what you would be happy to kind of do and see. So this is an example and it says, "Hi Katie, I've just been looking at your website and Facebook pages," because obviously we know that she has got those. They are lovely and I can see how high your level of work is. I represent a wellness company and I'm currently looking for just a handful of salons that match your description. So there, what we're doing is making it exclusive. We're not looking to replace anything you already do or offer, but to complement your business with our range. That's really important because someone's not going to, want to look away from their business. And also, with hairdressers in particular, the last thing I approach hairdressers with is shampoo and conditioner. Sounds mad, doesn't it? If you're sat there, you'd be like, what? That's the first thing. And actually, the reason why I avoid that is because most hairdressers already have a shampoo and conditioner range that they promote. Now, if you go straight in with your shampoo and conditioner, the Forever range, everything else, what happens then is you're just replacing what they already have. You're not actually increasing the income into their business. You're just trying to take something they've already got for something that you want to get in there. And then you end up with this kind of price comparison. So they don't look any further into the business because they're just looking at the profit margins. So the last thing I look at is that. So the things I focus on are like the drinking gel, the clean lines, the supplements and the skincare, because I want to complement their business and build on their business. You could look at increasing your revenue with no additional hours as it would be within your existing business. So when we talk about increasing their revenue, again, this kind of makes it a bit more business-like. No additional hours because we're concentrating fully on the business that they've already got in their existing hours. And obviously how we can do that is by having Aloe Matters magazines sat in the waiting area. They've got, the Aloe Matters they can give out to their customers and their clients and samples, so it's something that they do within their existing business. And here I say, I'm in your area on Monday, the 26th of April, and would love to pop in, meet you, and explain in detail. So now what you need to do is if you're going to say this to somebody, you actually do need to be committed. Because I can guarantee if you're going to send this email out to 200 businesses within the same area, you are going to get 2, 3, 4 or more people that do want you to pop in and explain more. So there's no point sending these emails if there isn't really a day when you're going to go up, because then it just, you're kind of setting yourself up to fail. So in my diary, I had a day, and I made some sacrifices. Once I seen the bigger picture of forever, I decided that a Thursday would be my day where I was meant to be working in the salon, that I actually started booking out, and I wouldn't do any hair appointments on a Thursday, but I had childcare on a Thursday, and that would be my business one-to-one day, or the one-to-ones I would do with people that didn't have children. So you must make sure you've got a day in your diary so you're prepared to do it. And then I put on there, if this isn't of interest to you, could you recommend another salon with a similar high quality as yours? So again, if it's not, we're asking for a referral, and it's absolutely okay. Kindest regards, Louise. Because I thought, if I'd been sat in the salon and I'd been checking my phone and checking my emails, that would have grabbed my attention. Someone is offering to pop in and see me. I used to always let reps come into my salon because they used to always bring freebies and samples. And I was always like, if I had half an hour free in the diary, I'd be like, yeah, sure, pop in. Because I was curious. I wanted to keep up to date. I didn't want to be the last salon, or, I wanted to play my A game. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be offering the best to my clients, my customers. So this email, I think, makes people think, am I going to miss out if I don't have this lady pop in and meet me? So that's where my thought process came with these emails. Here's another one, and this is another example of if you've gone onto their Facebook page or their website, and it's very much more casual. Maybe it's a younger girl running it. Maybe, the statuses or the wording that she uses isn't as professional. Maybe it's quite relaxed. Then this is something that's a bit more aimed at the younger people. So, the new businesses that started out, maybe it's someone that's just left college or whatever it is. And it's basically the same, but it's not as talking about increasing revenue and whatnot. So it says, hi, I've just been browsing your website and business Facebook page, very impressive. I'm looking for salons with an image just like yours to discuss the potential of retailing and promoting a health and wellness line. My products are endorsed and used by professionals. They also carry a celebrity status and following, being featured on Towie, Heat Magazine, Cosmopolitan and Hello. So straight away I've chucked in there the kind of like hip and trendy things that might grab their attention. I'm looking to work with one salon per area, so please let me know if this is of interest and a suitable time to call to discuss options. So I haven't put like kindest regards and all that kind of official stuff. I've done it more like a text kind of chat. And I find that that gets a better response. So again, you must profile these businesses. You must see what they're kind of targeting and what they're aiming towards, so that the owner of that business picks up that email and straight away feels a connection to want to meet you. Now, this is the bit that you must do. And this is the bit that you might think, well, I'll miss that bit out. I'll hide behind emails and I won't pick up the phone. Now, if all you do is send out emails at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, and there's nothing else attached to these emails, it could become spammy. So you need to think, how can I make this different? How can I make it stand out? Now, this is something that Weller, TG, all the, the Bedhead, all the top retailers within salons do. What they do is they send you an email and they ring you the next day after they've sent the email to tell you they've sent an email. And I just think it's such a brilliant customer service. For me, it's attention to detail. It screams to me that that email definitely was meant for me and wasn't just a circular going out to every man and his dog. So this, what you've done that night, the night before, is you've created a whole list of businesses that you've emailed, dog groomers, masseurs, whatever it is, but you've got this list. Now, what you can do in your lunch break the next day is very simply pick up that phone. And it's scary, it's really scary. The first time you do it, you're just like, oh my God, this is awful. But you get used to it. And all you're going to say is, oh, hi, my name's Louise. I popped you over an email last night or yesterday. I'm just wondering, could you have a little look at it and get back to me, please? And straight away they say, yeah, sure, because they don't know what the email is. The email could be request for an appointment. It could be a cancellation. It could be a complaint. It could be a number of things. And as a business owner, they will straight away then be directed to their emails to deal with it. And if they say, oh, what is it regarding? I say, oh, all the details are in the email. I'd really love to pop in and see you at some time to discuss in more detail. And they say, oh, right, okay, I'll check the email and get back to you. Say, thank you. That's it. So imagine, even if you had 30 emails that you'd sent the night before, imagine that, bang, 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 bang. You could do that in half an hour, quickly ring all of these, directing 30 small business owners to their email, where you are offering to come in and tell them how you can help them earn more money with no extra hours. Like, genius. Okay, most people are just going to be like, oh, it's an email. But you are going to get those people that are going to be like, this sounds good. This sounds something different. The lady sounded nice on the phone. The email sounds interesting. Yeah, why not? I'll invite her to come in and speak to me. So this really does take emails massively up a notch. And like I said, all the top industries that want to get products into businesses and things like that, they all use this tactic, and it is the difference. It definitely does kind of seal the deal with it. So from that point then, I've got these businesses and I've got these people. But what I don't want to do is just let all these people disappear out of my network and it kind of be like a revolving door of contact and email, because I've done lots of hard work. I've profiled, I've contacted, I've emailed, I've rang them. There's no way I'm just going to let these people disappear into nothingness. I want a way which I can keep showing them my story and showing them how I help small businesses, showing them how I build a business, showing them how I go and meet people for coffee. And that is obviously what your Facebook should be showing. So I think if I can get them onto my Facebook, they'll be able to see that. So here's my little tip, giving away all my secrets tonight. Okay, so if you go onto your Facebook and at the top bar of your Facebook, click on Friends. Bear in mind you've already liked their business page, okay? So you've liked their business page. You then go on your Facebook, click Friends, and then click Find Friends to the top right-hand side of the screen. Scroll down the right-hand side to where it says Employer. And then what you need to do is type in the name of that Facebook page, their business that you've just liked. So here we've got Uppercut, and then it will appear from the drop-down menu. So make sure you make a note of what their profile picture is like on their business page. So then you write Uppercut Hair and Beauty Salon, or whatever it is, the person you've been emailing and you spoke to on the phone. And then, boom, everybody will appear on the page that has that business listed as their employer, or they manage it, or they own it. So it'll all pop up, hairstylist, here we've got hairstylist, and then we've got senior stylist and owner. So if you look there, Laura Jade Clark, senior stylist and owner at Uppercut. So straight away I can find her then. And this is a lady that I've spoke to, emailed, and I can add her as a personal friend. Now, sometimes they won't accept your friend request, but what I find more often than not is that they do find your friend, they do accept your friend request because they are professionals. They like to network. They like to, again, they like to be in the loop of what's new and what's kind of out and about that they can offer their customers and clients. So definitely what I would say is don't spam, professionalize and personalize, and it really is the difference between a friendly phone call and the personal touch. So people often say to me, but what do you do when you go in and see these people? Exactly the same as what I would do with anybody else. Because yes, they're small business owners, but they're people and they've got the same goals, the same problems, the same time restrictions as anybody else. So, you would go into a small business and show them the business presentation slides, the one-to-one slides on your iPad, just like you would, the lady next door or the mum at the playgroup. It would be exactly the same. So what I do is I go in at my scheduled time. I sit down, I have a little bit of a chat, I talk about how lovely their business is and how is it going, so how long have you been here, when did you set up, it's lovely, just compliment them all, but then let them talk. And quite often, because people see you as a business owner yourself, you're working with forever, you're growing your business with forever, and they will offload quite a lot onto you, especially if they've got quite a few concerns that they want to discuss. Because don't forget, they think and they know that you've got the key to help them earn more money. And if you can help them earn more money, that could actually solve quite a lot of their problems. So they really open up to you. And then I let them talk and let them talk. And I say, brilliant, from what you've said, this sounds like it could really, really suit you and your business. Let me just talk you through these slides because I can see we're both chatters and we'll be here all day otherwise. And it'll just keep me on point. And then I get my slides out and dun, 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 I just talk straight through them, the products. And then when I get to the business building bit, I say, this might not be for you right now, because obviously you've got an amazing business here, which is doing so well. But if at any point you want to know how the business side of it works, this is really useful to know. And they say, yeah, okay. And then I carry on talking through the slides. And when we say, if you know of two other people that know two, I'll say to them, if you knew of two other hairdressers or two other salon owners, or if they're a dog groomer, if you knew of two other dog groomers and they wanted to sell the products, the company would pay you a percentage of everything that they retail as well. And this is then planting that seed for what is like, actually, instead of the salon down the road being my competition, I could be making money from their customers as well as my own. I'm like, yeah, because you plant the seed and the thought process carries on as well. So, like I said, use the slides exactly the same. I normally have like a clean 9 and everything in the boot of my car, but I don't take an awful lot into the salon. I don't want to be, kind of overloaded, and I don't want to overload them. So I'll have a few little products in my bag. I'll have the list of the products that are in the business owner box. If they say that they want to use the products first or anything like that, then it's like a little pup box, really. I'll leave the kind of products with them to trial. But if they say they want to try the products, I very much say that's the purpose of the business owner box, for you to get the products in you, on you, for your clients to try. With that, I can help you do a business launch where all your customers can come and see. Maybe we could do it in the afternoon and I could just set a little table up in the corner and I can talk to your customers for you as they're coming in for their normal appointments. So again, it's just normalising everything that they do, and it's not kind of bombarding them over the top with it. So I very much, whether they are looking to retail or looking to team build, very, very much they sign up with a business owner box and they become retailers. I very rarely, in fact never, go down the route of them buying products through me. Just because I think when they're buying products through you, it adds another loop into the kind of system. Also, people aren't going to be as determined to make it work if, they're not really connected to it. They're not really kind of committing to it. So again, retail or anything, And £200 to a small business owner is nothing. When I started hairdressing, my scissors alone cost £450 for a pair of scissors. You could take a trip down to a wholesaler and you would not get change out of £200 just from buying a few bits and pieces that you needed to make the business run. So yeah, £200 is never an issue. And of course, they can put the receipt through their books as well. So they think about obviously kind of having that as their expenses. So yeah, it works really, really well. It's worked for me. I've loved doing it. Like I said, it's massively boosted my confidence. You need to do a lot of this activity to get results. But I've actually found that by doing this activity on strangers, that aren't going to judge me, that don't know me. If I totally balls it up, I'm never going to see them again. You know, if I stutter on the phone and hang up, it doesn't matter. And then when I'm kind of talking to my who do you know list, my warm market, I'm totally different. You know, it really gave me that air of a job role and a responsibility. And I've enjoyed every single second of it. So I hope that has given you some tips. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so I hope that's given you some tips. If anybody's got any questions, feel free to pop them in the question box, or I can unmute anybody. So if you want to be unmuted, I can do that as well. And let me just find Rebecca and unmute her in case she's got any questions coming forward her end. Okay. Rebecca Lake. There we go. So yeah, like I said, you know, use this as an additional activity. This is like a 10 o'clock activity, and let me know your results as well. I'd be curious to find out.
Well, Louise, thank you so much. This was a training that I desperately wanted to listen to, because when I was at the power team, obviously I was trying to take notes down and trying to take pictures of the screen. So tonight I've been able to literally take notes all night, and I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides of A4. And it was so informative. So I'm just going to see if there is any questions, because we covered such a lot. And I think what I found really interesting was the way that it was almost like it really gave it a job role for you, and it made you take the responsibility to, you know, put a lot of activity in, because we know that it's a whole process. You've got to profile correctly, you've got to source these, whatever, whether it's salons, nail bars, whatever it is, you've got to profile effectively to be able to send the information and send the correct email, and of course the following up with the call. And guys listening on the call tonight, exactly what Louise said, if you just send the email, you will be spamming. You've got to follow it up with the call and do exactly the process that Louise has done for it to be able to work. So I'll just see, Lou, if anybody is asking any questions on the group. I did have some great feedback. I've had a couple of inboxes as we've been going along pop up saying how much they were enjoying it and how you'd worked so very hard around small children. So,
definitely, and you know, that's a definite point. And you know, the actual work itself is easy. Do you know what I mean? It's not difficult to send an email. It's not difficult to pick up the phone. It's what we tell ourselves that makes it hard. You know, and there's so many times I could have said, oh, I can't do this. I've got the children. I can't do this because I need to earn my income from hairdressing. I can't. And actually, if you keep telling yourself you can't, you can't, you can't, then you won't. You won't make that time. But I think if you are truly connected, if you know this business works, and I'd seen other people achieving forever, so I knew it worked, and so I was prepared to take those short-term sacrifices for that long-term vision. And I think that's really important. And you know, as a hairdresser, on a Saturday, that was the busiest day. You know, I would be able to take in £250 or more if I was doing hair extensions on a Saturday. But when I understood the importance of success days are Saturdays. And without a doubt, I penciled out every single Saturday Success Day was on in my hair diary, and I did not do hairdressing that day, and I attended a Success Day. So again, it's just having that kind of bigger vision, not looking at what you're losing right now, you know, and kind of looking at what you're gaining for doing it. Oh, let's have a look. Okay, I've got some questions come in here. So do you ring again if they don't reply to your email? Yeah, absolutely. So then it follows a process. So obviously I've profiled them then and I've got the date I sent their email. I've got the date that I called them, and if they haven't received the email, I'll call them again and just say, did you get the email? Okay, would you like me to make an appointment to pop in and see you? It just jogs the memory because quite often business people are busy. They might have read the email and gone off and done something else. And obviously, if they say no, then they just say no. That's it. You kind of cross them off the list. But definitely, because you never know, it just might have been an oversight. Okay, Charlie. Um, Did doing it for 1 day a week make a difference, or did I need to do more than that for impact? To be honest, I did it every time I had chance. I wouldn't say there was any specific, you know, I had this night, this night, this night doing it. It was just nights when I was wanting to work my business, I did it, and actually I found it became really, really addictive. So when I started on this role, I just enjoy doing it. You know, if you want to have the telly on in the background, you can have the telly on in the background when you're sending your emails and your printers going 10 to the dozen. Obviously, the more you do it, the quicker you're going to get results from it. So you decide, obviously, how quick you want to gain the results from it. Okay, how do you protect your mindset when you've got lots of no's from businesses who may be a bit more annoyed if they are having lots of calls? Do you know what? That's really, really interesting. And do you know, businesses are the least likely people to be rude to you because, okay, they might not be interested in what you're doing, but you still might want to go in for a massage, or you still might want to recommend them to your friends and family because they're a lovely person, they're really polite on the phone. So actually, businesses are less likely to be rude. You do get rude people, but then that is a reflection of them and their professionalism. That isn't a reflection on me and my professionalism. So yeah, very, very rare. And mindset, I mean, you don't necessarily get lots of no's from businesses. You just get lots of, you know, it doesn't come to anything. You get ignored a lot. But it doesn't matter because for me, it's additional activity anyway. You are not going to get successful without getting a load of no's. Like that is part of success. And actually doing this helped my mindset because it made me realize these people don't know me. They don't know me personally. They don't know my character. They don't even know what I look like at this point. So they're certainly not saying no to me. They're saying no to the business opportunity I'm presenting in front of them. So it helped my mindset going forward with my warm list because then when people said no, I just knew it was the business and it wasn't myself. Okay, so we've got another question. Hi Louise, is there anything you could recommend to maintain a positive mindset for people who struggle with confidence and self-esteem? Okay, do this activity. Like I just said to Charlie, do this activity because people don't say no to you. And, you know, I think that we put a lot of pressure when we keep talking about mindset all the time. And, you know, mindset is a really good thing, but how easy is it to say, oh, I'm just not in a good place. I haven't got a good mindset. I need to work on my mindset. Did you know anything about mindset before you started Forever? Did you ever think about your mindset? Or are you now putting too much thought into your mindset, thinking it's holding you back? I know that's a bit of a funny kind of response, but actually just think, I'm just going to do it. Like, I actually, you know, to make this business work and to be able to do for other people and to create my own success, like, mindset what? Like, just crack on with it. And your mindset gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And actually, when you're in your most challenging times, because there's going to be lots of them, you come out the other side and you just think, wow, like my mindset is incredible. But again, you know, just think about how much thought are you putting into this whole mindset scenario that's kind of like sometimes a bit of a vicious cycle as well. Oh, I've got loads of questions. Let me see how many I can get through. Okay, someone's asking for the email. I'm going to send the slides to Rebecca, and then she can pop them on your team page for you as well. Um, did you get asked the same questions via email regarding what is it, etc.? No. I found that, like I said, in the kind of business terminology, when a company is sending a rep round, you don't really ask, well, what's the products? What are they? What's the price range? What's this and that? You're dealing with a totally different kettle of fish because they're used to reps coming in. So you almost have to see yourself as there's a few different job roles within Forever. One day you're going to be a Forever rep. The next day you're going to be a telesales girl. The next day you're going to be, and you've got all these different roles. You're going to be a team builder. You're going to be a motivator. So actually, yeah, no, I find that people don't take it further on an email because obviously you've said you're going to go in and explain it all. Lovely. Okay, perfect. Well, that's me done for this evening. So I would really love to hear all your feedback. Just to give you a little bit of feedback, I did this at Masterclass, so for those of you that were there, and I kept saying, these results take a long time. These results, you've got to build it up, you've got to build it up. I had a lady contact me. She went home that night. She started sending emails to businesses just like this. She picked up the phone the next day, just like I said. She booked a one-to-one in for the following morning. She went and did that one-to-one for a small business owner, and the small business owner signed up there and then and joined her team. So, however quick or slow the results are for you, the results will come. Trust me when I say they will come. If any one of you had approached me in that manner 4 years ago, I would be in your team today. And so you've got to think, who are these future business people, go-getters with strong mindset and good work attitude out there waiting to join your team. And if they don't join your team, it's just a matter of time maybe before they find the opportunity themselves and join somebody else's. So yeah, bear that in mind and just put all your reservations to one side and think about what you can do for other people, because this business has changed my life. Not just changed mine, but changed my family's, changed my children's lives, their education, their opportunities, everything. It's just opened up the doors for what's possible. Even little things like when I got married in August, I was able to fly my sister, my nephew, and my brother-in-law over from Australia and pay for them. We were then able to take all the family away to Italy on holiday and just get over these emails, get over these calls, because you just don't know what you're capable of when you get out there and speak to people. So on that note, I'm going to leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll send this recording to Bex, so if you've got team that you really want them to listen on, or you can watch it yourself and maybe do a little team training to your smaller groups in the form of a sizzle or a get together with your teams as well. So keep me posted on your results, guys. Speak to you later.